Today I am going to be a host, and my name is Bemi Oyinsan. Some of you may know me, most of you do not, but I am the marketing manager here at Millennium, and I am responsible for most of what you see, the weekly emails that you get in your inboxes and a lot of the messaging that goes out. If you interact with us on your website or on our website, then you probably have seen what I do, or if we send you any flyers or brochures, that comes from me. It is my privilege to introduce our cloud-based access control system to you today. We're going to go through educating everyone about what cloud computing is and how that relates to access control. In a nutshell, our agenda is going to go from an introduction and into a brief overview of Millennium as a company, what we do, who we are. For some of you that do not know everything that we do, we're just going to briefly talk about that, and then go straight into the industry trends for cloud, how that is impacting everything that we do and what you will be able to offer to your clients and business going forward. And we're going to also now go into how those trends affect access control, what access control is benefiting from cloud computing, and how that impacts everything that we do here. We will talk about the opportunities that you have with adopting cloud-based access control, and then we'll go deep into Millennium Cloud Access Control System. Some of you have experience installing our cloud systems, you have interacted with it, and we're hoping that this also would educate you further about a few things that maybe you do not know. If you have any questions, please note them down. We're not going to be able to take questions while speaking, but please write them down, note them somewhere. And at the end of this, I'm going to open this up so we can ask any questions that we have. The easiest way to ask questions would be to just type them in the chat box. For anyone who's just joining, that would be towards the bottom of your screen. You will see a chat option. If you click on that, then you can message us directly with your questions. We will also use that to answer some questions. I'm going to be asking a few interactive questions throughout this session, just to get a feel for who's here, what you're doing, and how that impacts what we are offering to you. So the first question today, just to get you into this, would be, for everyone who's on there, let's try this out. Do you currently sell access control? I'm assuming that you all do, but just in case that we have people who do not, let's see just go to your chat box and type it in. Do you sell access control? Yes. Graham sells access control. Yes, yes, yes. I have mostly yeses. Thank you for saying that. No. Well, we have someone who says no, other than simple August door lock. Okay, so that's great. We have someone who does not sell access control, which is awesome for me, because then we get a chance to, say hello. Okay, in the past, you used to sell access control. Perfect. All right. Okay, I'm going to go into this now. So that helps me to understand that most of us already sell access control in some form. I don't know if you offer cloud or not, but you sell access control. And if you do not sell access control, I'm hoping that at the end of this, then you're going to be more open to, oh, how does this integrate into what I offer right now, and how can I make my business grow or be better with access control? We are going to discuss how cloud-based solutions are the next frontier in physical security. Cloud computing is huge right now, whether you realize it or not. They're not something that we can refer to as being in the past anymore. Everyone interacts with cloud in one way or the other. If you use Alexa and you tell Alexa to start music for you, then you use the cloud. Or if you use Gmail on your phone, then you're on the cloud. And cloud computing is huge. It's so widely acceptable that every organization is embracing it in totality today. And any organization that's not investing in cloud will have a hard time catching up. You have to like be right there with the trend to move ahead with your peers. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to kind of get the hang of it and build with the cloud as technology advances going forward. Today, I want to talk to you about how Millennium, what we've been doing, and how this ties into cloud. Millennium is a company with over 60 years of access control success. We have been in this business for a very long time. We serve mostly a diverse size of businesses. We, from small to medium to large enterprises, depend on us. A lot of you guys know us from many, many years of doing business with Millennium. And we're renowned actually for the reliability of our hardware. Some of our boards have been out there for 30 plus years. People come back and they're like, oh, I don't need to buy a new board. It's still working. And we're like, wow, that's awesome. But that's what people know us for. And with that, you know that we're dependable. And even with all of that, it kind of gives us the legitimacy to kind of build into the future because we have a structure that's reliable and then can use that to go forward into the future. We're continuously advancing and it's helped us to stay relevant in the industry. We also offer feature-rich software, our Millennium Ultra. Some people have been on the Enterprise and the Extra for years, but right now, what we offer is Millennium Ultra, and that's like so feature-rich. A lot of companies or competitors out there have software options that they would give you that do not offer as much as what we have in even our standard offering. So many of them have tiers where if you go with the standard one, you have a few features that are basic and then you have to like upgrade to get more features. But even our standard features have almost everything that you would need. So we have a feature-rich Millennium Ultra software. And because we're a company that's really flexible, we're nimble. That's how I would put it. We're very flexible and we're supportive. So if anyone needs anything on the fly, we're usually able to meet your needs better because we can easily deploy resources towards those. I'm glad you're all here because it means that either you currently support us or are thinking of supporting us. And if you talk to your peers, you will find out that all these things are true about Millennium. I'm going to go into what the cloud industry is saying and how cloud is rapidly growing. It's so fast right now that everyone, regardless of where you are, you have some interaction with cloud. And the industry is huge because over time, especially from last year, it was a $182 billion industry. This year alone, the projection is for 17.5% growth over last year. And that is huge because the projection for the end of the year, which is like next month, I guess, would be 214 billion. Going forward into 2020, we're looking at 220 to 250 billion dollars. And then in the next couple of years, like 2022, we're going to have such a huge revenue base for cloud. People are going to be generating so much money from cloud that if you're not part of that mix, then you're going to be missing a huge chunk of revenue. Everywhere you turn, people are using cloud. Cloud computing is what's taking care of everything now. If you hear people talking about IT infrastructure, most of it is on the cloud. If they're not on the cloud right now, they're planning to be on the cloud. And any software as a service business with any subscriptions, Netflix, if that's what you use for entertainment, or even your email services or your phones over IP, everything, most of them are on the cloud. And it's growing astronomically to a place where, I don't know, in a few years, we're not going to be talking about the cloud. It will just be what it is, right? It might not even be something that we will think of as a separate service. It would just be the base service for everything that we do, or almost everything that we do. I mean, cars right now, especially like Teslas, they run with software in the cloud. So just think about that for the future. The spending and adoption of on software as a service is also growing. Organizations are moving in segments from saying they're putting just some of their system backups on cloud to just having everything on the cloud. So it's moving from cloud in little bits to cloud in totality for everything that they do. And over the last 5 years, software as a service spending has increased for almost every company out there. 10 years ago, people hardly had any budget for software services, subscription-based services, any of their Microsoft Cloud or any of those team experience softwares that they use, or any of the installations on their premises. But now, thinking about it, an average company would spend between $300,000 and $350,000 on cloud services a year. That is huge, coming from a place where it was viewed with so much skepticism and doubt, to a place where, I mean, that's a line item in the budget right now, and everyone's spending on cloud. Think about what you could do if you got a chunk of that. We're talking also about how that now fits into the security market. So with the security market, with increased investment in cloud-based services or cloud computing, it just goes to show that now people are going to, I mean, with increased budgets, you have more money to spend on security. With the IT budgets increasing, a lot of the times now, especially with cloud access control, the budgets are moving from plain security to IT budget. So you're not only having to take a chunk out of the IT budget for a cloud, you're also getting people to approve you based on their security budget. So there are two ways that people are funding their security now, especially like what we offer, access control. It's coming from both sides of the budgeting table. People are adopting cloud in droves. When you think about a few years ago, it was moving from probably analog to IP. IP was like the internet protocol, and sometimes people would have those servers on their premises, but now that same trend is seen with everything else that we do, but instead of investing in hardware in on their premises, people are moving all that into the cloud. So now we're not talking just about analog to IP, we're talking about everything else, hardware to the cloud. And that technology has really driven revenue. So for example, people are investing more. They're taking the money out of analog or just the basic hardware things that they would install on site to video. This is an example of like moving your video infrastructure from analog to IP. See, the trend is that the revenue has over the years migrated and continued to grow. People are adopting it at such a rate that going forward, we can see that continuous trend, especially with the cloud. I have one more question before we dive deeply into cloud-based access control. If you have any questions about cloud computing, any of that data, just note it down somewhere. I'm going to address them later, but that's just basically the cloud industry. If you have any questions hearing me, please let me know and I will respond to you. All right. So do you currently offer your clients cloud-based options in anything that you do? It doesn't have to be access control. If you offer like services or anything, just type yes or no in your chat box and let's just see. Okay, yes, 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 yes. Wow, this is great. This is very encouraging. Looks like everyone offers cloud services one way or the other. It doesn't have to be access control. It can be anything else that you do. If you also use cloud in your private life, yes, yes, yes. All right, it looks like almost everyone offers clients cloud-based options. This is awesome. All right, we're going to go into cloud-based access control now. Um, this section is just going to introduce what cloud-based access control is. For most of you who know it, take it as a refresher course. And some of those things, I'm hoping that if you had an idea about it, this just kind of solidifies those ideas and helps you to make more informed decisions when it comes to implementing cloud. So about cloud-based access control, this is for us, how we describe it is access control without the need for an on-site server hardware installation. So you don't have to invest in servers on site. This is all pushed, all your data, all your operating database and instructions are in the cloud. You're not going to be bothered about any of those things. It's out of your hands, basically, and it's in our hands to manage. It improves like software installation. You don't have to install software on site. You can be anywhere, and because it's deployed from the cloud, no one on site has to sit down there and worry about installing software. The burden is shifted to us. It's shifted from you, from your IT person, to us. It's remote, basically, because cloud is the cloud. You can't see it. Well, it's somewhere, but it's not with you, basically. Um, you have automated backup. You don't have to worry about logging into your computer and going, I don't have backup from the last 30 days. I need to back this up on the hard drive somewhere in your office so that nothing happens to it. And then you don't have to worry about being on time or worrying about someone forgetting or losing their login information to be able to get everything all sorted for you. It's there and it's done. You do not need to worry about troubleshooting on site. So for some of you who are going to be offering like service calls for troubleshooting, the cloud makes it easy so that you're not on site. You save on your travel costs and some of the time that you would spend getting there to figure out what's wrong with it. You can diagnose it remotely because you can just log in from anywhere and figure it out. Sometimes you have to go on site, but very, very, very few people have had that issue, because if it's not a physical hardware problem, then it can be resolved remotely, and the cloud makes that possible. And you can operate it remotely on multiple devices. We have the ability for you to log in anywhere at any time and just view what's going on, administer your system, and sort things out. And with the cloud, this is one of the things that I'm really excited about, is the scalability of it. It's infinitely scalable. So a lot of the times with systems that we currently have, you're sold doors in batches. So you have 2 doors, 32 doors, or I don't know, maybe 4 doors, 32 doors, 64 doors, and you have licenses. With this, you do not have to worry about licensing batches of doors and wasting resources on licenses that you do not need. It's scalable. So if you have like 4 doors today and you need an extra door, you're not going to have to buy the next batch of licenses. You just add that extra door. And if you end up expanding that site to 2,000 doors, well, it's scalable. It's just a click of a button and you just do that, and that goes through. So that's a great thing about the cloud. And then with the lower initial capital investment, you're not investing in so much hardware. All you need to do is just put a small amount of money down and everything's ready to go. You don't even have to be there. As long as everything's installed, you want to move to the cloud, it's just basically a phone call, a few clicks of a button, and you're ready to go. So everything works really, really simply and seamlessly. This is something that I like to refer to as a way for you to gain from the cloud economy. So the opportunities are there, and cloud-based access control is here to stay. We can see how the adoption is going. The industry trends are being projected, how it's going to keep growing. we can conveniently say or confidently say, I would refer to as saying cloud-based access control is here to stay. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. Cloud computing has shown that it's going to be around for a very long time, and cloud-based access control is following in that trend. Adoption is astronomical. People are every day adopting the cloud. In fact, a lot of services are now being launched as cloud only. So people are adopting it in record numbers. It's very easy to implement. You don't have to worry about people believing that cloud works. Sometimes people are a little skeptical about I don't know if I trust it or not, but you don't even realize that you trust it until you understand that everything that you do, a lot of the things that you do that you trust are in the cloud. And once you can relate to that, for example, I have a phone that is on the T-Mobile network, and consistently they send me, oh yeah, update your software. I don't even know where that's coming from, but I know that they discover bugs every day and things are being improved upon. And once that software release comes out, I update it, I get the new UI, I get new interfaces, I get new bug fixes and things like that. It's seamless. That's the cloud, and I trust it. So thinking about it, I'm like, well, I trust that one. I guess I trust the cloud. And so people have started to trust the cloud even more. It has gained trust, unlike when it was first introduced. And people actually now expect to hear about the cloud because that's what the companies are doing. They're investing in the cloud. And so they expect to hear, oh, does this have a cloud option? Does it have a hands-free option where I don't have to worry too much about it or having to hire someone to fix the installs every time? They expect to hear that now. And so when you bring that up, it's received. And they want it. Customers want to hear about it. They want to install it. So the resistance is actually really low that we have discovered. And so that gives you a really great opportunity to introduce cloud to your clients or to introduce it into everything, like any service that you will be offering to your clients. I'm going to mention a few benefits to the end user. So if you currently install cloud or install access control and you introduce cloud to your end users or some of your clients, any of the sites that you go to, these are the benefits to them. It's highly cost effective. They don't have to worry about it. It's easy to learn. With the cost, a lot of people don't want to invest upfront in like servers, hardware, maintenance, and some of those things that are usually highly capital intensive. But with the clouds, how we offer it, most of them are like subscription based. And so these are like little drops, and they can write that into their budget and know that, well, with their cash flow, they can finance this over time. And that's how it works. It's really easy to learn how to use it because now you don't have to be a master at software installation or any of those things that typically you would need to do to be able to manage a system like this. A lot of the maintenance and the support, backup, and things like that are now taken away from the burden that you would previously have had. And so you can learn it and manage it, and it's scalable. Tell them, well, all you have to do is, if you don't want, you can start with a few doors, and if you add more doors or your facility is growing, or wow, you have new franchises, and you can just add that to your cloud system, and you can manage everything under one system. And there is no need for an IT manager on site, right? People would usually hire someone to sit there behind a computer. Oh, there's a system error. I have to go in and fix it. With the cloud, you really do not need that extra person to manage those systems for you. You can easily just install and go to sleep. If there's an issue, you get calls and you can remote in and fix those issues. So they have those kinds of benefits where they can reduce their overhead when it comes to this, and it's pretty simple for them to manage, and it really is secure. It's secure. A lot of times people go, well, how am I so sure? People hack stuff all the time. But however, you have to understand that every day people are learning ways to just adequately secure their systems. And the cloud, when you think about the enormity of it, compare that to how many of the things that you hear about or what might affect it. And the fact is that how the cloud is structured now, there is something called distributed cloud. So there are always redundancies, and people, especially the big companies, come together to figure out like there's maintenance requirements, regulations on how to manage this because we're increasingly depending on it. So it has to be secure, it has to be great, and it has shown to be highly reliable. Unlike if you had each person your own small installation somewhere that you had to manage yourself. There's user error, there is possibility of you getting hacked via someone's email, which is really not that secure. Your building might catch fire, there's water somewhere. I mean, so many things could go wrong if you manage it yourself because you're not an expert. But with the cloud, it really is secure for the most part. It is very, very secure. In fact, more secure than just your local physical installation. And the software is always up to date. I'm going to go into that a little bit later about how your software is always up to date. For the end users, just let them know you don't have to go in there to update your software. You always will have the latest software because then they just push it to you. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to like log in once a month and go, oh, there's a new software update. Let's update it so all the bugs are fixed, or at least we have the latest version. That's not something they will have to worry about with the cloud. For you, because I'm assuming everyone on here is a partner of ours or at least a potential partner. When you think about the cloud, you're thinking to yourself, fine, that's great. That's a benefit to the end users. What do I gain from it? You reduce your installation costs and time. You don't have to have as many technicians installing or maintaining your installs. You can just go in there, no need to travel on site to troubleshoot issues, no need to spend more money hiring someone who's going to be taking care of that. You reduce your overhead costs, you reduce the amount of money that you spend attending to service calls, because then a lot of these issues can be resolved remotely. And then, of course, there's the issue of how do you make money from the cloud. We're going to talk about that. But then you make more money from the cloud. You gain from it in multiple ways. And then there's the expansion opportunity. When you save time and you have people who are free from having to respond to so many service calls, you have that revenue coming in, you can actually deploy them to installing new sites. You don't have to worry about having to reserve someone to attend to some of these troublesome issues that you've had in the past, because now you're chasing new business. So there's the expansion opportunity because it's easy to deploy, it's faster for you. It just means that there's a way for your business to grow exponentially with the cloud. It's IT friendly. You don't have to do way too much work with it, because then even though you're giving this service to your clients, we are also the ones who will take the burden off of you when it comes to a lot of the IT pieces. So you don't have to worry about that. It's really friendly, it's easy to manage. And then there's the growth part of it. I have mentioned that before, but then you can grow tremendously with the cloud. There's this huge opportunity. We've talked about the industry trends and how the market is growing. There's that opportunity there to be more profitable with the cloud. You can have larger margins. We'll go into that later. And we provide hands-on support for you. If you go with the cloud, you don't have to worry about some of the support issues that you may have had in the past. It's easier for us to just remote into systems and fix them without you having any issues at all on your end. I mean, if it's a hardware issue, then that's a different case. But for most issues that we've discovered, those are not even most of the problems that you get. You get issues, you get calls based on so many simple things that you don't need to be on site for. And we provide hands-on support for you. We take that burden off of you and help you to do better work for your clients. I'm going to, before I go into more opportunities for you, I have one more question, and that's, do you currently offer any subscription services to your clients? It could be your service contracts, anything that you offer. It doesn't have to be the cloud, but yeah, if it's a cloud, yes or no, just type that answer into the chat box, and that would be great. Yes, 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 no, okay. All right, some no's. I see a number of yeses. Yes, yes, no. Okay, great. So we have a mixed batch here. Some people do, some people do not. So this is great. It means that, well, we can talk about what those options are and how you can maximize the opportunities that you have with the cloud. Great. So I'm going to talk about how we sell the cloud, how you can sell the cloud, how you should sell the cloud. And this is what we call a recurring revenue model. So why recurring revenue? It's a business model. It's not just based on what we do here, but if you subscribe to anything at all, it can be a service, it can be one of those dinner boxes from HelloFresh, or it can be your Netflix, or I mean, just name it. I think I have like, I don't know, 25 recurring revenue, I don't know, subscriptions on my account every month, and it's just ridiculous. But when it's time to cancel any, I'm like, oh no, I really need this one. No, no, no. So it's awesome, and it's great if you're a business person to jump on that, because that's where everyone is going, and that's such an easy way to deploy service. So it's a business model where the revenue is predictable. These guys know that you're hooked, and it's predictable. They can bank on that money coming in monthly. It's stable, and it will continue in the future. For the most part, 99% of these guys are going to stay on there because they need that service. It's easy for them. It's just simple. They don't have to do too much legwork, and they get their services. And that's how recurring revenue works. What we offer with the cloud is a subscription service. Recurring revenue comes in different models. Some would be based on subscriptions. Some subscriptions have add-on services. Ours is a base subscription service. If you have more questions about any of the extras, you might be able to talk to customer service later. But ours is a base subscription model. And you generate continuous predictable revenue every month. If it's $5 a piece that you charge your clients, you know that every month that $5 is coming in. It's not based on, oh, how many more doors can I sell? That is fixed because you have 10 doors, you know that you're getting $50 a month from those doors. And it's continuous, it's predictable, and it promotes customer retention. Because you're offering them like little chunks, they stay with you because they can rely on you. You have consistent communication with them. They know that you're there. They stay. They don't go anywhere. As long as your service that you're providing is great, it's true, then it's something that promotes, this model promotes customer retention. They don't have to worry about having to bring out a chunk later. They can depend on it. They know exactly how to predict their budgets. And it's great, basically. And because you're in constant contact with them, and they have to maintain a two-way communication street, you talk to them, they have to communicate with you if they need any service. It's like a consistent relationship, basically. And with that, if you have like additional services, you can actually upsell them. If you have anything that's come up, you can always just use that information, anything that you get from them, to actually offer better services to them, more services, and that also would add to your recurring revenue going forward. And most subscriptions now offer you this opportunity to have an automatic renewal. If you have automatic renewal, this is even a better deal, because then you don't have to think about how to invoice them, how to figure out which clients are late, or any of those things. Those issues are long gone. Now you're not only making money, you're saving time because you don't have to deal with some of those billing issues. And with this consistent revenue, it allows for better planning and growth. Now you know that, oh, wow, I have 5,000 doors in my system. That's huge. Well, let's talk more about 100 doors. Maybe at $5 a piece, you have $500. You know for a fact that you have $500 that you can budget for the next year. This is how I plan to spend it. I plan to grow an additional 10%, but then that is something that's in the future. So you don't necessarily have that money to bank on. However, you have $500 that you're sure of that you can now use to push your business to grow. And from there, actually invest to grow to where you need to get to. So recurring revenue is awesome. It gives you this opportunity to grow, to do better business. And when it comes to access control, the opportunities that you have with recurring revenue and how we're offering this as a cloud service is awesome, because not only do you gain recurring revenue with every new customer, I mean, everyone that you go to and go, oh, don't have access control, because I know a lot of you are going out there and looking for new customers. You don't have access control today. Can I install door security for you? Those are new customers. They're sites that you never had before. You have that opportunity to introduce cloud to them to begin with, and they become a recurring revenue opportunity for you. Not only that, but then you have recurring revenue with every converted customer. These are customers that you currently have on your on-premise installs that do not have access to the cloud-based access control today, but they have the traditional installs that you've been managing over the years. You can go to those guys and convert them, and that automatically would become a recurring revenue. Maybe they haven't been paying you a service fee for years, but now you offer this to them. That's revenue that you didn't have coming in from your existing clients before, and now you have that, and you can bank on it because then their service continues, they can get better service, and you don't have to put in as much work to maintain their site. But you don't necessarily, you will not get a dip in how much money that you can generate. You can also get recurring revenue with every incremental door. So everybody who's on your system, obviously, sometimes will have to increase their door count. That just adds to your revenue that you can bring in every month. And with third-party integrations that we offer here at Millennium, I talked before about how feature-rich our software is and how many integrations that we have with video and alarms and notifications and things like that. These also can be subscription-based. If you want to talk to us about that, if you do not have those options, we can talk to you about that later, talk to customer service. But these are options that you can build into the service that you provide to them. We don't care about the margins. These are opportunities for you to make recurring revenue from your existing clients or even new installations. It's similar to maybe like any current, if you have service agreements, these can be bundled in. You don't have to worry too much about how to implement this. It would just be part of what you offer to them. And if you put it in a subscription base, it's recurring revenue. You can bank on that. How does our cloud-based system work? A lot of you are familiar with how the Millennium installs work, where you have the reader, you have the door controller. Right now it's the enhanced door controller. I don't know how many of you guys have the old ones, but we would encourage you to upgrade them so that you have like the latest, the greatest, the best. Traditionally, you would connect your EDCD to like a site controller unit, which will control all the doors on that site, depending on the number of doors and based on the bandwidth that we have for an SCU. But now you will only need to just connect that to a cloud connector kit. So the only thing that you need to do right now to upgrade an existing on-premise site is just take out the site controller unit, replace with a cloud connector kit, and boom, you're done. You're online and connect to your devices. You have internet connection. You're on cloud-based access control. I don't think it can be any easier than that. It's really simple. And if you have installed using maybe any of our configurations, especially daisy chain, it just makes it so much easier because then You don't need to change any wiring that you have in place. It's really, really, really easy to get on the cloud. You just change up a few the cloud connector kit, upgrade some of you if you have like really old database, you need to convert that so that it can easily be uploaded, and you're on. Very simple. With the hosted, if you call, sometimes you hear Kathy, if you're familiar with her, talk about, oh, how it's hosted. It's our cloud-based system, but it's hosted somewhere. So that's the term that we would use. It's hosted in the cloud because it has to sit somewhere. Someone has to host it, and that's the cloud system. It's really flexible. You can log in from anywhere remotely. I find it so easy to manage, even though I'm typically not even an administrator, but it's simple. I can log in from anywhere and boom, I see all the alarms. I see which doors are online. It's very easy. The interface is simple. This here is just a picture of our web interface where you can view on multiple devices. You have the client install that most of you may be familiar with, but the web interface is very simple. Also, you can log in from anywhere on your phone. It's very simple. It's intuitive. You don't have to be expressly trained to use it, basically. And our Millennium Ultra software is what this runs on. And if you're familiar with it, I know that I have heard from multiple people that our software is one of the best out there, especially in access control. You can depend on it. You don't have to be an IT guru to use it. And all the features are super, super awesome. I know I'm marketing, so I'm hyping it, but it's the truth. Um, I'm not going to go too much into what Millennium Ultra offers, but it's our flexible, intuitive system. You can customize it. It can perform complex tasks without it being difficult for you. And the configurations can range from one door, as little as one door, to thousands of doors. So you don't have to care about what the site is or how big or how small it is. Anyone can be on Ultra and use it easily. And it's the same system. So you're not going to have to go, oh, well, I need the different Ultra for 2,000 doors. No, you're going to have the same Ultra. You're just going to have different, I guess, licensing requirements for the number of doors that you have that you're going to be adding onto it. But the software is simple, it's flexible, it's very powerful, and all the settings are there, very easy for you to use. This picture here shows our client install, but you can see you have the badging option. If you're familiar with Ultra, which I'm assuming most of you are, this probably looks really familiar to you. I'm not going to go too much into our software, what it does, but you probably know all the scheduling management, all our video management integrations, Active Directory, you can toggle doors, personnel management, elevators, third-party bio-entry reader integrations, and so many of all these things. Even with our standard Ultra, you can get all these features embedded in there without having to pay extra or having to charge your clients extra for it. And all this is available with your cloud. It's not like you're going to go to cloud and not get everything that you need. You would actually even get them faster and easier because now you don't have to worry about whether your software is up to date or not, or whether we fixed something or added a new feature. It would always be up to date, and the cloud is the easiest way for us to deploy this to you, for you to be up to date, for you to not have any issues with any system that you're working on, and for us to be able to fix issues if and any time they come up for you, hands off, burden free. Over the last year, I guess, we have also really invested in advancements in how we want our dealers and anyone to engage with us. And so we've invested in our web-based dealer portal. Some of you have seen those. You've probably used it a lot of the times where you log into the dealer portal and you can manage sites from anywhere. If you create an account, if you haven't created an account, it's free. Just call us on our phone line or send an email to customer service, then you'll be given a login. It shows all your sites. You can manage all your sites from anywhere. You can log in from any device. and see which sites are online, which are offline, what's up with them, any of the features. If you look on the screen, it's a little fuzzy, but you can see if you have mobile access, you will see which sites have mobile credentials assigned to them. You can log in there and view real-time system statuses. If you have on-premise installations that have software maintenance agreements, you can see that on there as well, and you can ask for renewals from there. System notifications that deliver to your inboxes there. So it's not like you can just easily go in there and see information based on what it is that we're offering at the moment. If we have any system issues or announcements, you will see that in your notifications. And you can contact us from within there. Just click on a button, it pops something up, and then you just send us a message or create tickets. And if you have pending sales orders, you can see that from there. I'm going to just talk briefly about, I have talked about a software maintenance agreement. We offer SMAs typically for most of our installs, in fact, for all our installs, except for cloud. Software maintenance agreement provides coverage. It's your insurance for anything that goes wrong with your system. Basically, you buy that for yourself so that if your client calls you and goes, hey, something's wrong with my system, you just call in and we log in, see, oh yeah, you're an SMA, you have insurance, boom, we fix it. You don't have a problem. And we can maintain your system for you. If you need software updates, we automatically apply that to your system. You don't have to worry about it. You're always up to date. If there's any fixes that need to be done, we apply that at no extra cost to you because you're insured, basically. If we provide telephone support, training support, free system upgrades, remote updates. It doesn't have to be the scheduled monthly updates. It can be any updates at any time that we need to apply to your system. We can do that to make it work better and perform according to how it's supposed to. And it's subscription-based. Right now, an SMA is annually subscription-based, and so you pay once a year, and that's it, you're covered. Some of you might say, hey, well, I've never had a problem with that in the past, but hey, that's how insurance works. To be honest, even if you don't think you need it, the fact is that you will need technical support at some point, regardless of how you feel about it. Machines are machines, they break down, and there's always a time that, oops, I should have paid yesterday because today, now it's too late, you're not on SMA. You will want software upgrades. It's always best to be on the latest and the greatest, the best software option available there. We fixed stuff. We realized holes that need to be plugged, and we fixed those holes. You need your software to always be up to date, and the SMA provides that at no extra cost to you. You may have lost some of your equipment that had your install on them, and you need to reinstall your software on your rebuilt PC or a brand new one. And SMA covers that at no additional cost. And you will want to save on IT costs. So you're not going to have to bring money out of your pocket to solve some of these issues that come along. So an SMA is not just something that we talk about. It's actually a requirement, we believe, for everyone who wants to have great service and have seamless reliability on their system. However, when you're on the cloud, an SMA is not required. You don't require it, especially with the cloud-based access control. Every current subscription is provided unlimited technical support for you, the dealer. So if your client has an issue and you call us and they're on the cloud, we fix it. We're not going to check whether or not you have an SMA because you do not need it. You have a subscription, and that's how it's part of your subscription. Your subscription covers the service that we provide to troubleshoot issues and the service that the software provides to you. So you don't need any of that. Now, a lot of the times the question that we get from people is how secure or how much can I depend on the cloud? Is the cloud platform dependable? I hear about hacks all the time. How do I clear people's doubts about the cloud? Because all this sounds great, but hey, let's be real. We believe that there are very simple ways to address this. People had serious security doubts when the cloud started, but based on how they use cloud, like I mentioned before, when you're able to point out all the things that they do on the cloud now and they realize, oh, okay, that's the cloud, so many of these doubts are erased. I know that's how I would react to it if it was me. We talk about cybersecurity. Every day, technology is advancing, and things that were dependable at some point are even more dependable now. When the cloud started, it wasn't as sure as now, but there's so much investment in cloud computing, in detecting hacks, in fixing security, that you can always be sure that advancements in cybersecurity are ongoing. And Millennium develops our software with that in mind. Everything that we do is double tested, and every month we're working on ensuring that our software is consistently tested against some of these benchmarks. And we also host on AWS. Excuse me. So Amazon Web Services provides our cloud hosting service to us. And I mean, Amazon is on AWS. We have trust in them. We haven't had any issues with them. And if anything, they have the resources to combat any issues that arise from anything that comes up, be it a hack, a security breach, or anything like that. It's always, always contained. And there is something called distributed cloud, which means that they're not depending on just one cloud server somewhere sitting in someone's backyard. They're cloud farms. So your system has redundancies. It's not based on some remote server farm in one place. It's usually distributed so that if something's happening with one, then it can be shut down and put on the other one, or that one kicks in and you're protected. So it's not like you're going to have to like play with your, I don't know, security. This is like something that you don't have to worry about. It is really secure, and they have the brightest minds working consistently to improve their services. It's reliable based on all of this, and you can be sure that it's sustainable. We've chosen this because we know that there's exponential growth in the system, and they are the ones to go to when it comes to cloud computing and server backups and things like that. And so we trust in them. We have never had any problem, and it's going to continue to be sustainable. They're the biggest, almost like the biggest company in the world right now. So you can take that to the bank, literally do that. And with the scalability, because you're not the one who's building your software or your server anywhere, you can expand it to anywhere. From, I don't know if anyone's going to be able to get to a point where you have 1,000 or not 1,000, like $1 million doors, right? But that's where the cloud is. You can literally put everyone's system on the cloud and not have to worry about breaking it, because there is so much infinite space available. So it's highly scalable. You can offer this service to any of your clients and not worry about them running out of space to do their backups or any of that. It's always going to be available to them. Just like how you have your Google Drive, you can back up your stuff there. With this is almost like your drive. You can back up your stuff and be sure that it's secure. To round all of what we offer with the cloud off, earlier this year we released our Mobile Connect. The Mobile Connect is something that we tell everyone, if you're going with cloud-based access control, the best way to actually make it as flexible and easy for you is to combine that with mobile credentials. Now you don't have to worry about someone losing their keys and being able to get into the building, because now the cloud's everywhere. It's on your phone. You can open your door through the cloud on your phone. Log in, download the credential from your app stores. It's affordable. They can remotely access doors, unlike with a lot of other credential offerings where there's geo-fencing and you have to be right next to the door to open it. Our credential offers something even more flexible where it's secure on your phone And you don't have to be there. You are visiting your kid in school, or someone's visiting them and they're not in their room right now and they want to let you in. They can be in the library and open that door for you and you can get in. Or the building manager isn't in the office and the cleaning guy wants to get in. He can be at home in bed and open the door for them, and he can see which door they opened. Any alarms go off, you can see all that in your system. If you log in remotely into the cloud, you can see all that. And with our Mobile Connect, it works with all readers. So you're not going to have to maybe take out any of the readers that you have on site, especially for all those sites that you currently have installed, because it doesn't work with the Bluetooth. It works through the cloud. Just click and it's open. No hardware costs, no extra hardware costs. Just log into your phone, into the app, and you're good to go. And the interface is so simple. Like that picture, if you're seeing it, that's it. Click, unlock, and that's it. Boom, you're done. You can edit stuff. And it's actually assigned based on cardholder permission. So if you have only access to 4 doors in a building and you have Mobile Connect, you're only going to be able to see those 4 doors in your Mobile Connect. So it's not kind of like giving people access to Mobile Connect and they can use it for every door. No, the administrator in the system determines who gets what, and then through the cloud you manage all the access. You can maintain your system from there. You can go in there, revoke access even. You don't have to worry about maybe getting someone's card back or having to spend money replacing key cards when they're lost. Even if your phone is lost, all you have to do is cancel that access and reassign it. So you're not going to have to lose maybe that credential access. You can always reassign to a new person. It's just, I mean, I don't think it can get any easier than that. If you haven't seen it, you can just go to our website. The URL is there. It's mconnect, that's /mconnect, the MGI access /mconnect, to read more about that. We have so many more integrations, from video management systems to alarm management, all of this. I mean, with the cloud, you don't have to worry about, oh, am I going to lose access to some of the things that I currently have access to? No, that's not what you have to worry about. I see one of the questions. I'm going to get to that later. But yeah, thank you for sending that, the encryption from mobile to cloud. We will address that later. Thank you. So with the integrations, I'm going to go back to that. Credentials, from if you stick to even the card credentials, you can still manage all of that through the cloud, but we have the access to be able to integrate all of this with what we're offering through the software. If you use any of the wireless handles on your system, everything is integratable. You can still manage that remotely through the web access, through anywhere, and backed up in the cloud. All your information is not lost. It moves there, it's backed up, and it's actually even better for you because then you don't lose stuff. You don't lose anything. Why Millennium? Basically, this is like rounding up why. I know I've tried to tell you, oh, cloud is great, you can make so much money, sell this to your clients and do all of that. But just to recap, why Millennium? Our software is so feature rich, it's flexible, it's easy to use, it's intuitive. Anyone can go in there and figure it out. You don't have to be an expert. You just need to understand what it is and go in there and administer it. So you can get someone in today, and in the next day, they understand how to assign credentials, how to check what alarms are there, how to troubleshoot issues. It's really simple to use, and we have so many features. The lockdown, hot commands, so many of that is available. And of course, our cloud-based access control, that's all I've talked about today. It's just awesome. You can use that on your computer, on your phone, anywhere. That's why Millennium, because not only that, you have multiple integrations into our system. So you have one solution system based on whatever your preferences are. You don't have to stick to just one. If you decide, oh, well, I like this, I mean, we would prefer you stick to all the things that we provide. But if you have a client who has a legacy system that is integratable with ours, absolutely welcome. We will integrate that, and that's why we're flexible and nimble, and we can customize stuff for you. And that's why people are with us, why they stay with us. It's just the investment that we also put into continued software development. I know Vlad's on this phone call. A lot of you guys know him, you've talked to him. He's like plugging away 24/7 on how do we make this better, software advancements, building stuff, and the company is actively investing into creating new ways for you to be better secure, to offer your clients better services. And we have a client-first approach, meaning that we're not caring too much about our own bottom line. We just want to be sure that, hey, are you fine? Are you happy with our service? Because we believe that if we do that, then regardless, you're still going to stay with us. You're going to come back to us. You're going to keep our services on your site. And with cutting-edge technology, we introduced the Plexus earlier this year. We're doing stuff so that any situation, any site that you need to install on, we have a solution for that. So every technology that comes out, we're testing it, we're developing for it, and we're solving problems that you may not even have right now. But when you come to us, we go, ha, we thought about that, so we have something for you. It's just, that's who we are. We're always staying on top of innovation, innovative tech trends, things that you're hearing about in development in the tech world. We're looking for how to implement that into access control, and that's why Millennium. I'm not going to take too much time because we need to ask questions. I might open this up to Vlad for some of those answers, but yes, we are available. We have tech support. If you call in Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., you get us on the phone. If you don't get us on the phone, maybe it's on the weekend, we have the documentation pages in the dealer portal. We have answers in so many of those places. Like if you go into the tech support portal, you have things that you can use to troubleshoot issues. And if you're on the cloud, a lot of these issues aren't even issues that you need to worry about. Sometimes it would just be remoting into that system, restarting it, and 90% of those alarms go off. 90% of those issues are resolved because that's what the cloud does. It allows you to be flexible, to be able to just solve issues without having to worry too much going on site to fix those things. And email, call, we have resources available with our reps, sales managers. We even now have an inside sales team who would help you if you have any issues with how to mix and match stuff together, how to create the best customizable solutions for your business or for any new sites that you have or even existing sites. How do I mix the wireless with the wired system? How does this work together? Is there a way to get credentials for more people or any of those questions you may have, or if you have concerns about any products that we offer, we're here to help you with our engineering systems and customizable features that we offer. I know this is like, I've been rambling for a while, and sometimes you're like, yeah, okay, I get it, but maybe I'm not so ready for the cloud yet, or I don't want to like take a huge jump. Yeah, but hey, we have an option. You can just dip your toe in the water for a bit and figure out, maybe I'll take just a little step. We have what I call our one door special. It's like just an introductory system into the cloud. It can just be that building, but I just want that front door in the cloud. Or this is a new site and I just want to try it out, see what it feels like. We have a one door special. Our single door option, it provides access control for small businesses, apartments, single rooms, anywhere, sites with any security system that just is one door, right? Just try it out, it's one door. We have that. And it doesn't get any easier than that, really, to be honest, because then not only do you have the option to put that on one door, but it comes with Ultra. So it's almost like it's the same software that you would have if you had 2,000 doors, right? You have that power behind one door. You can toggle that system, you can lock it down, you can do anything with that system with one door. Basically, that's what it is. And for everyone here and a lot of our clients, we have yay, drum roll, please. We have a Black Friday special offer, right? With every new order, if you're getting on the cloud for the first time, if you've been on the cloud before, but you want an extra cloud door, and then we are offering, basically, this is like giving away a free cloud system. For every cloud order that you place today, even if it's a one-door system, the only hardware system that you have to buy to put that into play is the cloud connector kit, because you have to switch out your site control unit anyway. Now we're giving that out for free. We're giving that away with every order. Just call in to speak to Kathy and or send an email, PO, to customer service, and use the code. And for every order between now and the 29th, that's Black Friday, we're going to honor that and give that for free to everyone who calls in for that. And it's just awesome because it's valid for new or converted sites from 1 to 99 doors. You don't have to worry about that. You get that free. Lastly, I'm sorry I took too much of your time, but this is the last one. Everyone on this call today, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate the time that you've taken. I understand that you had to take time off your busy schedule, but everyone, we're going to have a raffle, and someone on this call today is going to get a chance to win a free 1-year standard 4-door system. This includes the hardware, readers, database conversion. We're even throwing in mobile credentials for you and a 1-year cloud subscription. So for a whole year, you're not going to have to worry. I mean, I don't care if you go to your client, sell that to them. It's free to you. So someone is going to win that, and I will send out the notification for the winner by email, and we'll announce it in the next newsletter, which you'll get from me, from marketing. You'll probably see my name on it, or maybe not. We'll see. It's probably going to come from Greg, but we're going to send you that message. And I'm so thankful for everyone who joined us today. Thank you so, so, so much. We now are going to be able to take questions. If you have any questions, please go to your chat box at the bottom right corner and type away. The first question that I had from, is the connection from mobile to the cloud encrypted? Yes, absolutely it is. It's secure because it's going through our software. It's not, it's definitely going through our, if it's the cloud connector kit, it's going through that because that's how we connect to those doors, and all our communications is secure. It is encrypted, absolutely. If you have any other questions, please message me here and I will do my best to answer them. And of course, if you have any concerns about what we talked about today, if you have any questions about recurring revenue, how does it work, just let me know. Okay, next question. What about software security hardening in these versions? Will Millennium support trusted two-factor authentication?
We'll have to get back to them.
I'm going to have Vlad get back to you on that. If someone knows the password at a building front desk, they can go anywhere and sign in. Well, that would be something that you would have to figure out with the administrator. Your password to your admin, to your Ultra admin, shouldn't be given to anyone. It would be given to the administrator alone. But if that administrator has that, he can be in a hotel and log into any system and get into Ultra. Yeah, absolutely. That's what makes it convenient and flexible. What other third-party hardware do we integrate with? A lot. Video management systems, we integrate with Akoba. We have the Amethyst video management system, March Networks. Milestone is big right now. We have that. All you have, I mean, you log into it, you see it. And then with hardware, some of the wireless handles, ASA, Allegiant, even Salto locks, we integrate with that. For our notification system, Rave, and even the alarms, we have DMP, alarm notifications, management system. We have biometrics on Suprema. So many of those. You know, if you wanted to know more about our integrations, if you go onto our website and you click on the resources section, click on that and you will get to all our product flyers and you will see all the multiple integrations that we do. There's quite a number of them and we're still building more. So you will have that option. We offer badging even. So if you needed to create badges for personnel, we do that as well. And you can easily just print badges. We have a printer. Just plug it in. Once you're licensed for that, you can just print out the badges right there. How does the recurring, next question, how does the recurring revenue work? Do we bill our clients and Millennium? Yes, absolutely, because we do not sell directly to them and we do not care about the margins that you put on them. We have a base price. We have recommended margins for you. However, we have a base price that we would sell to you and then you can bill them. You can bundle it into a service contract if you provide that for them. And we also offer direct end user support as an add-on. So if you want us to relate directly to them, that's something that we can talk to you about to offer that service to them. That even makes it easier for you altogether. Next question, with cloud hosting, do you provide end user support for software use questions?
Yeah, it's an add-on.
Yes, that's what I just talked about. It's an add-on. Yes, we provide software support for end users as part of what we offer in cloud hosting. Another one, is there integration options available to control access through other automation systems, such as a Creston system?
You would have to email so we can check. We have a shared database. You would have to email that in.
Well, from what I hear, you're going to have to email that in to us. Send us that question to customer service at mgiaccess.com. We have a shared database, and we will look through that and just be sure that we're giving you the right answer. But yes, we do have some of those options available, and we'll be happy to answer that question for you. Let me just be sure that I got most of the questions. If I haven't answered your question, please send it to me again, but I believe that I have most of these answered. Do you have any more?
We don't have two-person authentication.
Not at this time. The two-factor.
Okay, so the two-factor authentication, no, we do not currently offer that. We can look into our development schedule and we can give you some updates sometime in the future. The recurring revenue, yeah, I believe that I answered that question, Heather. Do we bill you? Yes, we do bill you and you bill your clients, just like you've been doing for all the services that you provided. You send us an order, we bill you, and then you end up billing your clients. So they deal with you directly, they do not deal with us when it comes to billing. You do that, and then you send them invoices when it's due.
And you as the dealer can choose to do it at a one-time fee or a reoccurring monthly fee.
Yes, you decide how you want to do that, but then we have our own system how we charge you recurringly. Right now, what we do is automatic billing, and that's how it works. So your responsibility would be to your end users to bill them and get that sent in. All right, I hope I answered that. If it wasn't very clear, you can send me a message again, and I will be very happy to clarify that for you. or you can just send us an email to customerservice@mgiaccess.com, and we will be very happy to respond to you. I'm going to wait for one more minute. If we don't have any more questions, I would like to thank you so much for being on this call with us. Thank you for taking time out to join us today. I hope that we've been able to answer any questions that you have on cloud-based access control, and look forward to receiving a few of those. I mean, take advantage of that Black Friday offer. It doesn't get any better than that. Just try it out and see how that works for your clients. We'll be happy to hear from you, and thank you so much. All right. Thank you for joining us today. This is going to be signaling the end of this webinar. If you want to share the information with any of your colleagues in the next few days, I will be sending an on-demand link to you so you can re-watch it, and you can share that with people. If they have any questions, please, please, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll love to hear from you, and we appreciate you. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.